I got this Max Media dock from it's from Daytail, same people who make Action Replay and all that other cool stuff. Now let's see here. This works on the DS and the DS Lite, of course. This big one here goes in the Game Boy Advance cartridge slot, and this one goes in the DS cartridge slot. Now open it up and turn it on. Now don't worry, I turned down the brightness so that you'd be able to see it on the video when I hold it closer up to the screen. Yeah, I turned it down all the way here. Now the first thing I'm going to show you guys here, see it's kind of like a little browser. You can browse through your files. There's kind of a little scroll bar here. It's kind of cool. Anyway, the first thing I'll show you guys is, it's not that great, but it's a Sega Genesis emulator for your DS. Now that sounds great, but the bad thing is the games run pretty slow. Some games don't work very well at all, but it's kind of an interesting little toy to play with. Here's a hacked game I'm playing here. You can change the screen size from that, and you can zoom it in like that so the pixels fit your DS perfectly, but of course you can't see stuff that you should see that are all around you. So just for the video, since you can't really tell, I'm just going to go like that. You can't really see any good quality from it anyway. But yeah, it's kind of cool how you can you can do that anyways. Let's see here. You press the select button here. Sometimes it doesn't work when you try and get back to the menu by pressing select. So you have to press select and hold down like that. And you'll go back to select another ROM file you'd like to play. Now the controls are pretty much, D-pad is the D-pad, start button is the start button. Now, like the Sega Genesis controller, see the Y, B, and A buttons on the DS are like the A, B, and C buttons on the Sega Genesis. The X button lets you load and save states. So you can just save at any point you want and just pick it up right back whenever you want by loading. So that's kind of cool. Now, let's see here. Now, the bad thing is, like, when you're trying to play a Sonic game, those games are generally fast, and they, seem to run that much slower, So, I guess it's probably the emulator with the Max Media dock that I'm using. It just doesn't work very well on the DS. But still, that's not really the reason I got it, so I'm not really disappointed by that at all. Basically got this because it's a media player. Let's see. Now, if you try and play a slower game, where you just go around and shoot stuff, it's not going to be that much of a problem. Now, you'll probably notice right now, before the game starts, I'll just say it doesn't have any sound. You probably already noticed that. I've got the volume cranked up all the way here, and you still hear nothing. Whoops, wrong button. Okay, there we go. Now, audio is the next thing I'll show you. I have everything into folders here. It's kind of organized. Now, the only bad thing about the built-in Max Media player for audio is the fact that the audio, it sounds kind of low in quality, kind of sketchy. You can jump to any position. See, you can jump to different tracks, like I just did. Close. Come on. Alright, here we go. Anyways, we'll go up again. Back. Okay. Now the good alternative to the playing audio and such is Moonshell. Hang on just a minute here. Okay, now this is only Moonshell 1.1. Now what you do is you navigate through this menu here, like my files and folders, through using the D-pad and the buttons, which is what a gamer generally likes to do. And the sound quality is much better. It's actually pretty much perfect, when you try and play your songs and stuff. See, the song's playing here. You can lower the volume and raise it by using the Y and X buttons as well. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Now, also, of course, you may have noticed it falls asleep after leaving it alone for a few seconds. and that saves on battery power, so that's kind of cool. Now here of course it's kind of the same as the other thing. It doesn't look as fancy, but it works better. So you can jump to different positions in the song. It's what I'm doing. Select button kind of fast forwards a little. So that's pretty cool. So let's see what else. Oh yeah, it also gives you information on what you're listening to, like the title, the artist, the album, the comments. You know, it's kind of like, you know, just a regular media player for the computer. You can drag these little windows around. Wait a second. See, but when you try to move stuff around, the sound kind of cuts out on you. See, so that's the only bad thing about that. But it doesn't really bother me at all, because, you know, I'm not going to be doing that while I'm enjoying a good song. Now, let's see. Also, there's images. Like, for example, Sonic X comic or something like that, you know. Don't ask. I just didn't really know what else I was going to put on there. I mean, it's kind of handy, you know, it's kind of neat. You know, but, you know, there's some funny pictures you can put on here. Like, I like cats, so I put some funny cat pictures on there. Things like that, you know. So, anyways, let's see. This thing can also view text files. You know, whoop-de-doo. That's big time entertainment these days. You know, text files. Actually, it's called books at the library. Okay. Let's see. What else can this thing do? I think that's pretty much just about all this version can do right now. There's also other versions of Moonshell which can play movies, lets you customize your backgrounds and all that cool stuff. You know, it looks a lot more advanced, and it's better in quite a few ways. So I've got another thing here as a video. You gotta kind of double tap things, kind of like on a computer when you double click. Now, let's see. Here's that. Yeah. You gotta love that. No. Anyways, it's good, but the video converter it is quite easy to use, but the only thing I don't like about it is when there's something black on the screen, like the screen fades out to black or something. You'll see like these white blocks popping up all over the place, and if the screen stays black or something, the noises or the voices will just cut in and cut out, you know, and it's just, you know, it's just really poor. But the video quality itself is actually quite good, you know, depending on how good the quality of the original video file was. So it's really cool. It's really enjoyable. You know, you can, you know, the video files are compressed into a different format. It doesn't take up nearly as much space as they originally would. So it's good for both your DS's memory, or the flash memory in here, as well as the video quality as it shows up on the DS. Now, let's see, there's other stuff I wanted to show you guys. What was it? Here it is. It's kind of like Microsoft Paint, you know. It's got your basic features, you know, the pencil, the paintbrush, the eraser, you know, drawing lines and stuff. Here, I'll see if I can hold it closer for you guys. You know, it's pretty basic. It's cool. You know, it's got a few extra things. You know, like different shaped. Hang on here. Different shaped paintbrushes or erasers. You know, like stars and other little splotchy, cool-looking shapes. Quality is quite good, of course. You know, you'd have to see it in person to understand what it actually, or what the quality actually looks like. But it's quite good. Play certain instruments. It's not really that great, but it's kind of interesting to just fool around with if you're bored. Like here, I only downloaded the ukulele so far. See that? Yeah. Can you hear that? Yeah. So yeah, I'm real talented. Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty cool. You can put the files directly here through this little USB here, so it can go directly from your computer to here. It's a really nice thing to have if you're into that, into this kind of computer geeky stuff with, you know, turning your game systems into like a little media player or something it was never meant to be. I'd highly recommend this, you know. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this in one way or another, and I'll see you all next time.